Three dads and three daughters in one house, the exact opposite of the classic family structure formula. The wonderful messages at the end of every episode and those lines that got etched into our everyday lives, have mercy and you got it, dude. So, where are the actors of Full House now? Some have ended their careers, some are battling illnesses, and one of them is no longer with us. Let's start finding out. John Stamos as Jesse Katsopolis. Here's an interesting cast detail. Originally, the character's name was Jesse Cochran, but Stamos, out of respect for his Greek heritage, had it changed to Katsopolis on the show. Truly an honorable move. The show's heartthrob and Elvis fan, who also plays drums and guitar in real life. In his personal life, he says the event that hurt him most was losing his mother. After his 2015 arrest and rehab process, he was not found guilty and received no penalty. He recounts in his memoir that the first person who came to see him at the hospital that night was Bob Saget. He refers to him as the brother he always wanted. He also mentions in an interview that his therapist helped him hold on to life. It's heartbreaking and devastating when someone loses their family, their mother, their father, their loved ones. Stamos is currently 62 years old and married. He has one child, Dave Coulier as Joey Gladstone, the show's comedian, constantly cracking jokes and doing character impressions, childlike and affectionate, and like a second father to the kids. Coulier, who has been battling health issues in recent years, has beaten two cancers. In November 2024, he was diagnosed with stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and in March 2025, he announced he was cancer-free. But in December 2025, an entirely different cancer emerged. Through radiation treatments, he announced in 2026 that he was in remission from both cancers. He is currently 66 years old and has beaten both cancers. Candace Bure as DJ Tanner, the actress who paused her career for 10 years because of her marriage, the eldest daughter in the family responsible, and the character who shows how teenage attitudes unfold as the seasons progress. She paused her career after marrying her husband Valery Bure in 1996. A big and courageous decision. Building your life around someone else is truly difficult. Starting in 2007, she began taking on roles in various shows and film projects again. Today, she films a large number of Christmas movies. She's currently 49 years old. She's the chief content officer at Great American Family. Even though there's been some controversy along the way, she continues her work. Jodie Sweetin as Stephanie Tanner, the middle daughter of the family, the show's most mischievous and energetic character, remembered for the line, "How rude." Sweetin's story is one of the most human and bravest on this list. She had her first drink at what should have been one of the happiest moments of her life, at Candace Bure's wedding in 1996, when she was only 14 years old. Normal life is already hard enough for a child star, and when you add a struggle with addiction on top of that, things become far more complicated. She battled substance addiction for years, but managed to get fully sober in 2021. Choosing to speak openly about it instead of hiding it is genuinely valuable, both for herself and for others facing similar struggles. Today, she's not only recovered, she's also helping others as an addiction counselor. Going from Kimmy Gibbler's best friend to someone who now gives real people real hope is a genuinely powerful story. She's currently 44 years old, alive, and active.
Mary-Kate Olsen as Michelle Tanner. The youngest of the family, cast for the role when she was just 6 months old, meaning she started becoming a television legend before she could even talk. The story of these twins is the best proof that fame doesn't necessarily mean more for everyone. After Full House, they continued in front of the camera for years, but at a certain point, they chose a completely different path, stepping away from the camera entirely and moving into the fashion world. With their brand The Row, they've become pioneers of the quiet luxury style today. This is a rare example of breaking free from the pressure of childhood fame and rebuilding your own identity. She's currently alive, living a low profile life, running her brand. Ashley Olsen as Michelle Tanner, the quieter of the two twins who shared the same character with her sister. Ashley's decision to withdraw from the public eye is even more deeply rooted than her sister's. She's almost never seen in public. She holds the CEO position at the Row, meaning she plays an active role, not just on the creative side of the brand, but on the business side as well. These two are among the rare examples of former child stars who've completely shed that label and become respected businesswomen in their own field. She's currently alive, running her brand, largely out of the public eye. Bob Saget as Danny Tanner. Now we've reached the real reason I made this video, because this name is no longer with us. The show's meticulous father, obsessed with cleanliness but with an enormous heart. There's an interesting casting detail here. Danny was actually played by John Posey in the pilot episode, but once Saget was fired from CBS, he became available, and the entire pilot was reshot with him. This is proof that fate sometimes finds the right person in the most unexpected way, because it's hard to even imagine Full House without Bob Saget. On January 9th, 2022, at the age of 65, he passed away in a hotel room in Orlando. The cause of death was head trauma from an unwitnessed fall. Drugs or alcohol were not involved. The real-life Bob Saget was just as warm and funny as the on-screen Danny Tanner. You understand that even more when you see the love the rest of the cast had for him. Rest in peace.
Loughlin as Becky Katsopolis, Jesse's girlfriend, later his wife, the character who added a new dimension to the family with her twins. Loughlin's story is the most controversial one on this list. In 2019, her name became tied to the college admissions scandal known as Varsity Blues. It came out that she paid $500,000 in bribes to get her daughters into USC under false athletic status. In 2020, she received a 2-month prison sentence. This is a striking example of how even a perfect image can be shattered in an instant. But here's the interesting part. After serving her sentence, she returned to her career and came back to screens with When Hope Calls on Great American Family. She is currently 61 years old, alive and active. Andrea Barber as Kimmy Gibbler, the show's most strange and unforgettable neighbor, the character who was always barging through the door uninvited. Did you know that after Full House ended, she took a complete break from acting for more than 20 years? She studied English at Whittier College, then earned a master's degree in women's studies at the University of York. This is one of the most striking examples of breaking the former child star mold, choosing her own intellectual path instead of chasing fame. In her memoir, she openly shared that she experienced postpartum depression and anxiety. Talking about it instead of hiding it takes real courage, especially for someone once known as the fun neighbor. She is currently alive, active, and also raising her voice for mental health awareness.